The second Eevee event is coming to Pokemon Sleep starting from the 18th of November, about 10 days from the making of this video. Welcome back to another Pokemon Sleep video, it's Bro Vinny here. Today we're going to cover the event information, the bonuses you get from this event, and perhaps I'll help you decide which area to go to for the Eevee event. First of all, why is November 21st Eevee Day? We actually covered this before, but it actually came from fans who designated the day 11/21 as Eevee Day because it sounds like Eevee in Japanese. The number 1 is E, and the number 2 can sometimes be said as Hutatsu. And so 1121 sounds like Eevee in Japanese. During this event, the most exciting bonus of all is a boosted chance for shiny Eevee. But if you're still hunting for a good Eevee or trying to farm more Eevee candies, this is a good event for you as well, because Eevee and its evolutions have a boosted rate to spawn. In fact, Eevee itself is going to have a much greater rate of spawning, whereas its evolutions will have a greater spawn rate, but not as great as Eevee. While Eevee can spawn in any area, during this event, the evolutions will still only spawn in areas they normally spawn in. For example, besides green grass and sand beach, don't expect to see Vaporeon anywhere else. But does it really matter which area you go to? Because the Eevee candies are the same no matter which evolution you get. And really, you don't want to catch a skill specialist like Eevee fully evolved, because you'll lose out on one skill level and some inventory. But there is actually a reason for people like me or whales to catch some of these evolutions fully evolved, and that's because our friendship level with Eevee has gone way too high in the last year. As a result, our first 2 sub-skills are forced to be gold skills, sometimes not necessarily good for an Eevee. So if I had enough biscuits, a Vaporeon caught fully evolved may have better stats than Eevees that I might be catching. Will I actually do that myself? Probably not, because it's just too expensive to hunt Vaporeon instead of Eevee. I guess I'll just be settling for some gold skills that won't be ideal, like berry finding or skill level up, which are still good, just not perfect. To maximize your chances of seeing shiny Eevee, my recommendation is to go to an area with minimal other spawns so that there's less competition for the Eevee spawns. In other words, anywhere besides green grass where you can achieve a higher spawn count earlier on. If you've only recently unlocked something like Lakeside or OG Pippi and you can't get your spawn count up, it may not be the best idea. Some Pokemon can spawn outside of their usual sleep type. This can be good news, can be bad news. Personally, I'll be staying at Old Gold Power Plant to continue my grubbin hunt, which is more important to me than the Eevee catches. Having said that, what this essentially allows me to do is to spend that week not doing dozing at all. I can reset my sleep type during the Eevee week. Because if, like me, you've been forcing a certain sleep type for too long, your balanced sleep type may be skewed heavily towards that sleep type. Since Eevee week is still 10 days away, for the next 10 days, if I'm forcing dozing for every session looking for a grubbin, this is how I'm going to reset my balanced sleep type. All Pokemon will have a boosted skill trigger by 1.5 times. That means skill specialists will benefit from this event more than other Pokemon, and will be getting some bonus sleep points, which is always welcomed. It'll be exactly 1121 sleep points to coincide with Eevee Day. So which area should you go to for this event? A little tip here is to go to an area where you kind of need to force snoozing for the week anyway. If you're, for example, hunting a specific fire type at Taupe Hollow and you happen to need to force snoozing for more fire type spawns, yes, Pokemon can spawn outside of their sleep type, but your spawns are still more likely to be of that sleep type that you've got. So since Eevee is going to be in snoozing and you want more Eevees to spawn for a higher chance for Eevee to be shiny, then you might as well hunt what you need in snoozing type at the same time. So if you're hunting something like Cyndaquil, you go to Taupe Hollow so that you can get more Eevees and also happen to get some fire types at the same time. Of course, the counter argument is that all these Eevee spawns may crowd out your fire type spawns and essentially possibly reducing the stuff you actually need, but that applies no matter which area you go to anyway if you're not hunting for Eevees, so you might as well go to an area where you want something there. If you need to know how to force snoozing sleep type, ask me in the comment section below. I'll refer you to one of my older videos. Taupe Hollow also happens to be the area besides Greengrass to have the most evolutions. It's got Umbreon in dozing sleep type, while Espeon and Flareon are in snoozing sleep type. Now, the game doesn't state that the evolutions have a boosted shiny rate, so your focus is still the unevolved form of Eevee. But since these are going to be boosted spawns as well, going to Taupe Hollow will overall just give you the most Eevee candies because you're going to get more evolutions and Eevee itself. Assuming everything else is held the same, like your drowsy power and your spawn count. Cyan Beach, Snowdrop Tundra, and OGPP will all have the least amount of evolutions. But I'm not personally upset by that because I'm still hunting Grubbin and I'm happy to stay in OGPP to continue hunting Grubbin and not have too many evolutions crowd out the spawns that I actually want. Thankfully, Jolteon is also snoozing type, so its spawn isn't going to conflict with my dozing spawns, which I need for Grubbin at OGPP. And just for your information, Leafeon is dozing type, Vaporeon is slumbering, and Glaceon is also slumbering. So all in all, which area you choose may depend on whether you actually want Eevee candies, and Taupe Hollow is a good choice, but it also depends on, well, what else do you need to hunt? And for me personally, I'll be staying at OGPP for a while because besides eggs, I don't have a lot of things I need from other areas that I can't get at Old Gold Power Plant. Let me know which area you guys are thinking of going for the Eevee week in the comments section below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.